Hello, good afternoon, good morning if you're like me in the western half of the world, and good evening for the others. Welcome to the Supply Chain Digital Days. Today, we're glad to welcome in our show Bernard KANE. He's a consultant with Afrex, and Mamadou LAMINE, who is the sales manager, executive sales manager at Maersk, Senegal and West Africa. And we're going to talk about digitization in the transport industry. You may or may not know, but it's something that's happening not just in Europe, it's also happening in West Africa. And um, my friend Bernard is going to talk about that for just a brief minutes, and then we'll have Maersk actually show what they're doing to digitize transportation in West Africa. Bernard, could you introduce briefly your company and then
Yeah,
the topic of the day?
yeah. So Afrex is a supply chain company. We have four main activities: the digitalization of supply chain, the recruitment, the counseling, and training. These are our activities,
Okay.
and we are focused on that.
And so today you will be focusing on digitization in the transport industry. So what exactly is
Yeah,
happening in West Africa, and how is it materializing?
yeah. Currently, then, thanks to the crisis of COVID-19, we notice some question. There's some question rising. The first question is that is it a good idea to outsource all our activities in China? On at least, do we have to relocate some activities in our countries or in a closer countries, let's say in West Africa? So why I'm saying that is that because we noticed that during the crisis of COVID-19, there's the problem of shortage of masks. The masks were available in China, but non-accessible for Africa, for Europe, and United States. So from that, we say that maybe West Africa could be a good opportunity, a strong alternative as a supply chain for United States and also for European community and the rest of Africa. So for
Absolutely.
that, we need to talk about some 4 points to help this become a reality. Currently, during the crisis of COVID-19, that concerning the human resources, we practice e-working and e-learning. Concerning the e-learning, the e-working, 85% of the staff of freight forwarding companies works from home. And this was possible because they use Zoom, Skype, Business, and Teams. And also the human resources, they just roll out the training program, professional ones and also for students. And they use webinar just like this. They use Blackboard, they use PowerPoint, and they use Google Classroom. In Senegal, the first supply chain academy was created in 1987, 97. And
Okay.
now what we need is to have a Pan-African supply chain academy. The concept is to create a virtual Pan-African academy to provide courses, and all courses will be online, just like the same concept as Université Virtuelle du Sénégal. Another point is that we need to federate, we need to see each other within the West African region. Logisticians need to be in association. For what? For the promotion of supply chain within the African region, defined on a yearly basis, for example, a roadmap. On this roadmap, we will talk about our challenges, our pain point, our rules and regulation regarding supply chain. We will share best practices, we'll share success stories. And at least we'll have monthly touch point online meetings, and at least organize an annual meeting. This is for human resources. Let's move on rules and regulation. Within African regions, we have three references concerning rules and regulation. We have the OADA, the SISCOA, and the TEC. The OADA is rules business, the SISCOA accountancies, and the TEC is customs rules. These three are regulate business within West Africa region, and they are totally digitalized and they make integration smooth within this region. Okay. And we have to inspire the Moroccan Logistics Development Agency should inspire us. So we have to just to make a rollout of this within the Africa region. Let's talk about another idea of digitalizing library. The concept is that rules and laws that will regulate our business in Africa must be put online so that we, as logisticians, we can go there and find out the rules we need to implement in our countries.
Right.
Let's move on the facilities. For the facilities, we have three main topics. We have ports, we have dry ports, and we have also the road network. Concerning the ports, what we need is that we have some operators like DP World, Bolloré, Abemoller, and Maersk. We don't need to have, we need to have a regional strategy put together. For example, if we need to develop the interland traffic with Mali, with Niger, with Burkina, we need to see together with the port of Dakar, the port of Ghana, and the port of Cote d'Ivoire and build a common strategy. This will be much more benefit for us. And we need also to develop roads, and at least for dry ports, we need to develop 4 logistics platforms. The one in oil and gas, the other one in mining, another one in fruit and vegetables, and then the last one in livestock. And for roads, currently we reach 83% of the program within the ECOWAS region, but we need too much to go further because of the SLEC. The SLEC is the market, the common market in West Africa region.
So the digitization is in process and in progress, and it's something that is still happening.
Yeah, that is still happening, and we currently, before the end of the year, we have to, the SLEC will come. So before that, we need to have some strong companies. Currently, Air Senegal, Air Cote d'Ivoire, and Air Mauritanie are taking the lead, but we need much more stronger companies, Pan-African companies, in the at least 3 ways of transport: in air transport, in road transport, and in sea transport. We need Pan-African companies because investment are too important, and only Pan-African initiative will make this easier.
Right. Right. Can we hear from LAMINE and hear some practical examples of what some of those companies that you're mentioning
let us just
are doing it?
Okay.
Is LAMINE next to you?
Yeah, he is here.
Okay.
LAMINE,
I'm excited to hear from you. Hear what Maersk is doing in terms of digitization of transport documentation.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Nice to see you. Thank you
nice
for
to see you too.
Thank you for joining us on our broadcast today.
Oh,
You
my
give us
pleasure.
some practical examples of what Bernard just mentioned and real life examples of digitization in Africa.
Yeah. In fact, I work with Maersk, and what we're trying to do is to ensure for our customers that everything is available online. I mean, we have our website, www.maersk.com, and we're trying to ensure this platform is available for the customers for all what they're doing. I mean, the idea is for customers to stay at home and still do everything they have to do with us from the different steps. You can look the contact online. You have just to go to maersk.com, see who you have to contact in the sales department. You have his phone number, his email address, and his name. And from there, you can contact him if you need any information, or if you want to go directly to for a quotation, because mainly when you want to ship from, let's say, a real example, from Dakar to Newark in New Jersey, what you do is you go online, you see, you want to have the freight rate first. So you can do it direct online in maersk.com online quote. You just proceed with the quote and the request, and then the next 2 hours you receive the quote. And this I don't even have to direct because we have a team based in India who is dealing with this 24 hours a day. So it means in 2 hours you receive maximum, you receive your quote. And then from there you can confirm immediately. And from there you can also register online and to have your access to proceed with your booking, and this is done within 5 minutes. Just go, you fill the different steps, you say okay, and then you create your password, you can proceed with the booking. And it's quite easy. You go ahead, this is Dakar, New Jersey, this is the commodity we need, and so on forth. And then you finalize, you get your booking number, send it by mail to the operations team. I need my customer I need my container to this place at this date. And then guys will reply to you directly on also by mail. Sometimes if there is any need, then you leave your phone number. They can call you and say, okay, we have received your mail, and then we're gonna position the containers at this time, this address as indicated. And then once done, they will send you the mail also providing the driver number and so that you can follow up. It means you still can do all this where you're sitting without making any movement. And after this, when you fill everything, you can proceed with your documentation and everything online. Who is the shipper, who is the consignee, what is the commodity you do, and the container number, the seal number, and all this, and submit. Then you have immediately your draft bill of lading, where you are sitting immediately, and then you can check if everything is fine or not. If there is any modification you can do, you can proceed with that modification. And afterwards, this will come back to the customer service team, who will also proceed with the verification and request you to confirm. I mean, all this you can do it always on the website without having to move from where you are. When all this is over, then the box is transported to the port and loaded. You receive a mail confirming you email confirmation of loading that your containers is loading on board and everything is fine. Now you just need to get your invoices. From there you will proceed with payment. Invoice is also available directly online, because in the platform there is one part, this is called My Finance, where you can find all your invoices. From there, you will have to proceed with the payment. Unfortunately, until now, this is where we're still struggling. We need to have to make this payment online available so that the customer doesn't need to come to office for this. Now this is being studied, and I think that is the next step.
Blockchain.
But once you can still proceed with a bank transfer if need be, and from there, I mean, this you can do it online. You know what is the bank account number for Afrex, you do it directly, and from there you receive the Swift code, you send it to Max team. This is my transfer, this is my number, so now you can proceed to release the cargo to this person at destination. And this matter is done. I mean, the whole process, you can still do it without having to move from where you're sitting. So it means really we're progressing to the right direction. But now what we need also to ensure the payment can also be done online directly without having to move. And then the fact of printing your bill of lading, because some need the hard copy because they have a letter of credit, they need to have the bill of lading to the bank and so. And this is the next step, I think, in the coming months. This is something that is going to be done. And this is what we do on the maritime part when you load container in Shankuni from one origin.
Other steps also being done on warehousing and custom brokerage. But I mean, the time was short. I didn't want to go into all the steps, but of course, if the time allows, we can go ahead and tell also a little bit about it if need be.
Right. Now, what about transshipment? Once the container comes off the boat and is being transferred onto, say, a truck and up to the final destination, is that also all these steps and operations something that you can follow online?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what is the agreement we have with the customer. If it is a port-to-port COI, then it's up to the port. But if this is up to destination, then of course you can follow up to destination, because all this is also, it means we go from COI to store door, and then this also you can follow up online until destination. This is all this is until arrival. You can go get it online. There is also what we call a track it, mean everything related to custom clearance, the different step you can have it also online. This is where we are. We have make the declaration. Now we're waiting for this and so, and then each step you can follow online and get it also visible. That is what we're doing for now. And the idea is to make it further, develop further and more clear and faster, so that the customers don't need to move from there and still do their business.
And is the information pushed by email or pushed by SMS, or what's the?
Both options, email and SMS. When you have your mobile, then you can receive an SMS for track it mainly. But for the rest, it's mainly by email. But if you need to have anything by SMS, it is also visible. But mainly it's by email that people are getting.
Right. So it's rather instantaneous. And it's what matters. Well, I wish we had an hour to talk about it, because there's a lot more I'd like to ask you, but unfortunately we're out of time. So I have to thank you both really for joining us today. I would like to remind our viewers to vote for the Startup of the Year. The link is provided in the comments section, and the voting is open up until tomorrow. You too can also vote. Go on the website and watch the presentation and vote for the Startup of the Year. Bernard, Lamine, again, thanks a lot for joining us today. I know it was not a lot of time. I hope to see you again in the future, and maybe with a little bit more time to tell us more in details how things are going in West Africa.
Okay.
Thank you both very much. Have a great day.